In the previous video, we have seen about the design procedure of a built-up section. In this video, let us solve a problem on this. And let me read out the question for you. Design a laced column 10.5 meter long to carry factored axial load of 1000 kilonewton. The column is restrained in position but not in direction at both the ends, that is hinged. Use two channel sections placed as back to back as shown in this figure. See, these are two channel sections as given in this figure. And as I told you, this is back. So back of this channel is facing the back of this channel. So back to back connection. So now these two channel sections are to be joined by batten system or lacing system. Okay, but leave it that for the next video. In this video, we are going to limit ourselves to design the built-up beam. Ante, based on the conditions given, what should be the dimensions of the channel sections? How should I select them? So this built-up section has to carry 1000 kilonewton of load, and this built-up section is going to be, what is the length? 10.5 meter long, and this is the factored load. And what are the end conditions? End conditions are important in order to find out the effective length of the column, isn't it? So it is restrained in position, అంటే కదలకుండా ఉంది అంటే ఇటు అటు జరిగిపోకుండా, బట్ it is not in direction, it can bend. It is hinged connection. So what happens to hinged connection? So you know that K is equals to 1. See, effective length is equals to KL, where K is equals to 1 for hinged at both ends. So therefore effective length will be equals to simply L. So that is why effective length L is equals to, this is K into length L, which equals to 10.5 meter. Okay. So now these two channel sections ni man back to back ee vidhanga vaadali. So first thing, just consider that the grade of the steel is Fe410, that is Fu is equals to 410 Newton per mm square, and Fy is equals to 250 Newton per mm square. So you know that 1 MPa is equals to 1 Newton per mm square. Okay, MPa, 250 MPa is nothing but 250 Newton per mm square. So now let us go into the design of this. See, the load that this built up section has to carry is 1000 kilonewton. Isn't it right? 1000 kilonewton. So the effective length is this. So this is step 1 I found out. So now you have to consider this. What is the design axial compressive stress for the column to be 150 MPa? See here, actually in the design process we have discussed the step 2 has to be assume lambda and then find FCD and then PD, which is equals to FCD into area, or area is equals to PD by FCD. This is a way. And lambda assume చేసుకుంటాము. After assuming lambda between 30 to 60, find out FCD from table 9C of IS 800, and after getting FCD, multiply that value with the area of the area will give you the PD, but PD is already given in the question, right? 1000 kilonewton. So that is the load this column has to take. So you can calculate what is the area, and that is the area here. But here in this question we have solved it differently, because instead of assuming the lambda value and finding FCD, we directly assumed a value of FCD. So for a column, the design axial compressive stress for a column has to be around 150 MPa minimum, 125 to 150 MPa. So I have taken, instead of assuming lambda, I have assumed FCD, no problem. So you know that P is equals to FCD into area. So area is obtained by, so this is nothing but P divided by FCD. So you got this area. So this is the area that you need to minimum area that is required by the built up section. Okay, this is not the area of the individual section that is forming the built-up section. Okay, this is the combined area. I mean, total area of these two channel sections. Okay, so what should be the area of the individual section minimum ఎంత ఉండాలి అంటే this 6666.67 by 2. Okay, isn't it? So how much it will be? Something like 3333 point something, right? So I have taken from the code book ISMC channel section 250. Okay, what is the area? 3867 mm square. Okay, so individual గా ఎంత ఉండాలి మినిమం అంటే 3333.32 mm square. Isn't it right? ఇండివిజువల్ గా టోటల్ గా ఏరియా 6666.67 ఉంటుంది. సో ఇండివిజువల్గా నేను తీసుకున్నాను ఏరియా బేస్ చేసుకొని 38 గ్రేటర్ దెన్, రైట్? నేను చాలా ఎక్కువ ఏరియా ఉండేటట్టుగా తీసుకున్నాను. ఐ హ్యావ్ టేకెన్ ఏరియా విత్ లిటిల్ బిట్ హైయర్ ఏరియా. అండ్ దీస్ ఆర్ ది సెక్షన్ ప్రాపర్టీస్. RZZ, radius of gyration about ZZ, and this is about YY. Moment of inertia about YY and ZZ. So these are the properties of individual channel section, not the built-up section. Okay, so these are obtained from SP61 or from steel tables. You can get from this or steel tables. Steel tables are nothing but a copy of this handbook SP6. Okay, no problem, anything is enough. So area provided is 3867 kada into 2, so 7734. So we have provided area greater than what is actually required. So that is what you need to do. So once you know what is the area that is required, the other thing that you need to find out is you have choose channel section, dimensions of the channel section, and now you have to find out what is the spacing required. Spacing required between these two channel sections, the spacing, isn't it? That is important. So I told you that IZZ is taken to be as the minimum moment of inertia. Okay, that is taken to be that. See here, let me read out this for you. In the design of built-up column with two sections, the sections are so spaced that until you have to place in such a way that least radius of gyration of the built-up section becomes as large as possible. ఎంత పెద్దదైతే అంత పెద్దది అవ్వాలన్నమాట. ఏంటి? లీస్ట్ రేడియస్ ఆఫ్ గైరేషన్ షుడ్ బి యాజ్ గ్రేటర్ యాజ్ పాసిబుల్. Therefore, the radius of gyration about YY, which is actually lesser value, is increased so that it becomes equal or more than the radius of gyration about ZZ. ఓకే, మనం ఏ విధంగా స్పేసింగ్ ప్రొవైడ్ చేయాలి అంటే యూ హ్యావ్ టు ప్రొవైడ్ ది స్పేసింగ్ ఇన్ సచ్ ఎ వే దాట్ ది లీస్ట్ రేడియస్ ఆఫ్ గైరేషన్ అబౌట్ YY should be equal to or greater than the radius of gyration about ZZ axis. So this can be achieved by spacing the section in such a way that RZZ becomes R minimum. So as I told you, I minimum is taken to be IZZ or R minimum is taken to be equal to RZZ. So let us first check the safety of the section. So this is the section. So remember, this is the slenderness ratio of built-up section. Okay, we are checking the built-up section. We are spacing, right? We have provided the two channel section back to back, and now we are deciding about the spacing. So now when we are talking about built-up section, we have to talk about the slenderness ratio of the built-up section only, not the individual section. We found out the lambda, but no problem. Now we have to concentrate on the build-up section. Don't go with the individual section now. So now L is the length will not change. So RZZ. So as I told you, the build-up section should have minimum radius of gyration equal to the greater radius of gyration of the individual section RZZ. So you use that and you got slenderness ratio of 105. So now this is the slenderness ratio of the built-up section. But according to clause 7615 of IS 800, okay, if you are going for lacing, if these two channel sections are connected by lacing system, what you need to do is the slenderness ratio has to be multiplied with a factor 1.05. Okay, this is the condition. So I multiplied this, and now 110.91 is the effective slenderness ratio of the built-up section. Okay, but you have to check this here. For a column the slenderness ratio should be less than 180 in this case. So is this less than 180? Yes, it's safe here. Now, since you know what is the slenderness ratio, you find out what is the FCD and the PD value of the channel section and check it, of the build-up section and check it. So this is the slenderness ratio lambda and Fy. So you can find out FCD of the built-up section. This is FCD of built-up section. So you have to find out lambda for 110.91. You cannot get exactly what is the value of FCD for 110.91 slenderness ratio. So you will have in this, for lambda is equals to something like 110 and lambda is equals to 120, but you need to find out for 110.91. So just interpolate it. So by interpolation, you can get the value of FCD 93.61 MPa. So when you are solving and when you are verifying this calculation, put your code book and steel tables with you. Okay, you can just access them from your cell phone itself. You can avail the PDFs from the internet. So now you know FCD. So now this is the maximum stress it can take, the column, the built-up section can take. So into effective area, the total area that is provided, that is 77634. On multiplication will give you, this is the load, 723.98 kilonewton. So this built-up section is able to take a maximum load of 723.98 kilonewton. Yes, there is something wrong here, isn't it? The actual load that this built-up section has to carry is 1000 kilonewton, but we found out now that the load carrying capacity, the design compressive capacity of the section, build-up section, is just 723. It is very less than 1000 kilonewton. So what we need to do? It is not safe. Revise the procedure, revise the steps. Okay, so now instead of ISMC 250, go for the higher section. So now I have gone for the ISMC 300. Okay, I've gone for the ISMC 300. The area is 4564 mm square. So remaining everything is same. I mean, the section properties of the individual section, and area provided is 2 channel sections, right? So 2 into 4564 will give you 9125 mm square. So now again find out the slenderness ratio of built-up section. Built-up section. So 88.91. So according to 7615 clause, you have to multiply the value with 1.05. You can just verify this from your code book. Okay. Next, it has to be less than 180. It is good. So now again, based on the slenderness ratio, effective slenderness ratio, and Fy, you find out what is FCD. FCD is obtained as, on calculation, you are able to get a slenderness ratio, I mean FCD, as 116.31 MPa, that is 116.31 Newton per mm square. So now what is the PD value? PD is equals to AE into FCD, 1061. Now it seems to be right, isn't it? So 1061 kilonewton is the load that this built-up section can take. What is the actual force that is coming onto it? 1000 kilonewton. So it is greater than what it is coming. So it is safe. So we are going to connect 2 channel sections of ISMC 300 back-to-back connection. You can go for lacing or batten connection, but that's not a problem with that. So let us provide these 2 sections. So let's find out the spacing. So we did not still find out the spacing that is required. Okay, we just found out what is the suitable sections. Okay, so now let us find out the spacing between the channel sections from the condition that the total moment of inertia about YY should be greater than or equals to moment of inertia about ZZ. Therefore, I minimum has to be taken as IZZ. Okay, for the individual channel section, IYY is the minimum value, but for the back-to-back connected built-up section, IYY should be equals to IZZ. Therefore, I minimum has to be taken equal to the IZZ and has to be found out the spacing of the channel sections in the built-up section. So this is how it is connected. So the total spacing is yes. Okay, this is totally yes. So what is this value as shown in this figure? S by 2, and this is S by 2. Okay, right. So what is the IZZ is going to be? It is going to be, so IZZ is the moment of inertia of built-up section. So it is going to be 2 times of moment of inertia about ZZ of the individual sections, isn't it, right? So IZ, this section is having IZ dash, and this section is going to have IZ dash. So combining, adding these two will give you the moment of inertia about ZZ axis of the complete built-up section. So what is the area? Total area is going to be, it is going to be twice the area of the individual section. So what is moment radius of gyration about ZZ? It is going to be root over I by A. You know R is equals to root over I by A. So 2 into IZZ dash by 2A dash, 2 get cancelled and root over this. So you found out that RZZ is equals to RZZ dash. That is the radius, minimum radius of gyration, the radius of gyration about ZZ axis of the individual section is actually equal to the radius of gyration of the entire built-up section. So this is the condition that you need to use now. So you know that from this figure, let us write this simple equation. Okay, see here, the spacing between these center axis YY and this channel section is S by 2. That is what we have written here, right? And the centroid of this channel section, this line, red line represents the centroid, and this is CYY. So this total distance between the YY axis and the centroid of the each channel section is S by 2 plus CYY. Okay, so now let us find out what is the IYY of built-up section. Built-up section, it is going to be 2 times of, because there are 2 channel sections, right? So multiply with 2 into IYY, moment of inertia of the about the YY axis of the individual sections, plus A into H bar square. Okay, distance between the axis YY and the centroid of the individual channel section. So you know this, right? When you are trying to find out the moment of inertia about an axis which is not passing through the centroid, you have to add A into H bar square. So there are 2 channel sections, so into 2. So this is IYY. So we have seen that earlier that moment of inertia of the built-up section should be equal to or greater than, IYY should be greater than or equals to IZZ, isn't it, right? So you are going to take this as equal to 2 times of IZZ of individual sections. Here it is something like this. Okay, IZZ is equals to 2 times of IZ, right? So ఇక్కడ ఏం చేస్తామంటే IYY of built-up section is equals to, this is equals to IZZ of built-up section, right? So IYY of built-up section is taken to be equal to IZZ of built-up section. So IZZ అంటే ఏంటి ఇక్కడ 2 times of individual moment of inertias about ZZ. IZZ is already obtained from this value. What is that? Of course, let me just go through this. Right. We found out, right? Second trial. After second trial, what is the IZZ value? 6362. This is the individual section, right? So that is what we are using. 2 times of that value has to be taken here. Okay, see here. 2 times of that value into, on substitution of these values, IYY is the individual moment of inertia of the section about ZZ. So on calculation, you will get what is the yes. So S is equals to 183.1 mm. So just round it off to 184 mm. So the spacing that has to be provided between these two channel sections is 184 mm. So what we are going to do is, in the next video we are going to discuss about lacing system of connection of the two members, and we are going to continue this problem in the next video. We are going to design the lacing system for this same problem. We are going to continue this problem in the next video. Okay, just refer the notes which is provided to you. Thank you.